Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you were in. This is the Big Girl Diary. No, it's not about Amber Heard. It's about somebody else. I read in the newspaper, not the newspaper. Oh, what is it? I read in CNN Business, and I really don't look at CNN, but I have to say this right here really touched me at my it really touched my heart because being a parent is not easy, especially in especially today, these times to where there is so much coming at our children, especially the millennials. I mean, Gen Z. Ooh, you all got it bad. You are bombarded with all types of craziness, and then you have to muddle your way through. Um, let me see. I don't want to go too deep into this because it's going to. The way society is now, it people are very young people are very fragile, emotionally fragile, um, mentally fragile, psychologically fragile, and just finding a sense of who you are and where do you fit in this world is very difficult for anyone. But nowadays, it's so much worse because you have everything coming at you. At least in my day, Generation X, towards the latter part, and we were really we were tough. We were given responsibility, and within that responsibility, we were basically pushed to be more independent. Now, Gen X or Gen Z, they're very coddled, and and let me see. I went into a classroom and I saw in a high school a board that had all these little dolls, little stuffed animals, and they were support animals. So whenever a student needed time to get over anxiety, they would hold on to the doll, not do work, but they would just sit there and I thought that was interesting, very interesting. I'm like, wow. So this right here article is about Elon Musk. His daughter, who turned 18, came out and said she wants nothing to do with her father. She's changing her name and everything. And having a father that is a high powered billionaire, they are a different type of people. They are what do you call alpha people, and they don't do well with they don't do well with how can I say people's feelings. It's all about the bottom line. Get to the point, bottom line. And in dealing with a Gen Z, you got to stop and do a lot of what is the correct word? Actually, there's really no correct word, but you have to give a lot of support, a lot of oh my goodness, it's here, but it's not coming out here. When I finish the video, then the word's gonna pop up. But you have to give a lot of emotional support, a lot of, a lot dealing with society the way it is today. So I found it really interesting. Elon Musk's child tells the court she no longer wants to be related to her father or her dad. This is New York CNN business. One of Elon Musk's children has petitioned a California court to recognize her new name and gender, saying she no longer wishes to be related to and wealthy father, her famous and wealthy father, in any way, shape, or form. Musk's daughter turned 18 earlier this year and made the filing with the county court in Los Angeles soon thereof. She requested that her legal name to be changed to Vivian Jenna Wilson. Wilson is the last name of her mother, Justine Wilson, Musk's ex wife and mother of five of his seven children. Wow, not five, but eight. He has two additional children. I didn't know. I only thought he had two children. I didn't know he had five children. Wow. Okay, so seven children, and this is where it gets into. Okay, he says he posted a tweet. He has been criticized for many of his statements on Twitter regarding gender identity issues. Whoa. For an example, in December 2020, he posted a tweet since deleted. He said, when you put him or her in your bio alongside of a drawing in an 18th century soldier rubbing blood on his oh wow, blood on his face in front of a pile of dead bodies and wearing a cap that reads "I love to oppress." Oh man. Oh man. Oh goodness. He has a morbid sense of humor. In response to criticism to that tweet, Musk wrote on Twitter, I absolutely support trans, but all these pronouns are aesthetic nightmare. He also pointed out that Tesla had scored a 100% rating from the Human Rights Campaign as being one of the biggest places to work for LGBTQ equality. Tesla still has that 100% score in HRC in 2022 ranking. Musk, that's interesting. Okay. Musk also said that on Twitter that he is leaning towards supporting Florida Governor Ron DeSantis in 2024 presidential election. DeSantis recently pushed for and signed legislation now known by critics to say "Don't Say Gay" law. I have to look that up. To limit discussion of homosexuality and trans issues in states' public schools. Don't Say Gay law to limit discussions of homo. I gotta read that. And also, I personally feel a little left out on the LGBTQ. They have everyone else. Everyone else is represented except for heterosexuals. I'm hurt. We have an identity too, so don't leave us out, okay? I'm just saying. Okay, news on Musk's daughter filing broke over the weekend on social media and the stories on celebrity news sites, The Blast, as well as the Los Angeles Times Monday. Wow, that okay. There is a hearing for the case on Friday. That's rather interesting. Now, one thing I will say is this. I will say is this. Uh, his daughter may not want anything to do with him, but his daughter wants his wealth. Once you lived a certain status, you don't go back. Okay, if you live in Beverly Hills, you're not going to go down there and go live in a ghetto. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't. And young people really do not understand what it takes to make it, being an adult, and the decisions that you're going to have to make. Now, you may feel sensitive and hurt by it because you don't understand whatever the lessons are. Whatever the lessons are. Now, I'm a parent. I have two children, and my ex-husband. We did our very best to make sure that we raised our children properly. And no matter what you do as a parent, if you're not giving your child what they want, and not what they need. If you give a child only what they need, you're a horrible person, but they don't recognize that not until later. But if you give a child what they want, oh, you're the best parent in the world, but then as they grow older and see what a disaster their life is. So I'm just going to leave it as that. But I was really surprised. Wow. Changing the name, have nothing to do with Elon. I can't believe Elon has 7 children. I didn't know he. Wow. Okay, okay, okay. Let's see when Amber. Amber pops up everywhere. Oh, man. I'm going to see where or when Amber says Una is Elon's child. I'm waiting on that one. Because that is Elon's child. You can't sit here and tell me that you get a guy, you get him to donate his sperm, you get eggs, you fertilize it, and then you have a child, but you don't want to talk about who the father is. And then you fight with the man over the fertilized eggs, fight tooth and nail and win, and then you have a child. You save that for people who don't, save that for non-thinking people, Amber. On that note, tell me what you think about Elon. Now, he may be, in my words, he may be a jerk. He may be severely misunderstood. He may say all the wrong things at the wrong time. But is his heart in the right place? Who knows? If you look back on it, about your parents and the things that you thought that who they should be, what they should be, what they should say, and how they should say it, we all had those cringe moments about our parents. Now we're parents, and our children have cringe moments about us. I know my daughter, Daisy, I'm silly by nature, but also I can get pissed off when my niece acts stupid. I could sit here and exercise and dance. I live high up. My daughter's like, Mom, you're embarrassing me. And it's just the two of us. How am I embarrassing you? Somebody could see you dancing. The shades are down. Well, they could see you, Mom. That's embarrassing. Stop it. Oh my goodness. I love my daughter. Oh, she's a mess. But look, you don't get out of childhood unscathed. You may need a therapist here and there because parents, we're we are flying. We learn as we fly. We're going to make mistakes. We do the best we can, and that's all that we can do. We can only give what we have learned, and if we have learned much, we can give much. If we have learned little, we can give little. If we have learned zero, you get zero. That's the math. You can't get out of the math. On that note, my subscribers, thank you. Passerbys, I thank you. Please like, subscribe. And Elon, I feel bad for you. Just, you may never see my video, but just stay present, and no matter what your daughter does, just be understanding, and just do the very best you can. At some point, your daughter will come back and have some understanding, because she's 18. 18-year-olds, they think they know everything and know zero. You know everything and know nothing at the same time. On that note, thank you for stopping by.